You have never seen such a wilderness survival. Not only can you eat a 5 kilograms iron pot stewed chicken, you can also hunt in the Rotterby Mountains, which is extremely difficult to hunt, eating 49.5 kilograms of roasted whole deer. This time it's all about the swamp, seafood freedom. 200 catties of wild prawns can't be eaten at all, but the hunter accidentally lost the chef's ancestral pot. The angry cook can't take care of himself. How did they lose the iron pan? Why are you having a royal feast? In this issue, hunters and cooks come to Asia's largest island. Home mangroves on Mandan Island. Eldest son, board the boat the show crew stole from next door. Farewell to the brother who sent them. The two big wrong species happily rode into the depths of the jungle. The goal is to find game hidden deep in the rainforest. But soon the boat started leaking. The two great abyss seeds had to pour the water out quickly. Hurry up and find a place to dock. Now the sky looks like it's going to rain. The most urgent thing at the moment is to build shelter. This is a brown donkey tree. His leaves are waterproof. They're ideal for building shelters. Hunters begin to demonstrate skills to build shelters. The terrifying thing is that the temperature at this time has approached 40 degrees. Humans in this environment drink at least 3 cups of hot water every day to maintain the body's needs. Therefore, the hunter entrusted the task of building a shelter to the sun himself filled the river with water in an iron pot, looking for ignition material. Due to the environment being too humid, I searched for a long time and couldn't light the fire. Seeing that the cook is about to collapse, hunters hurry elsewhere. Find dry branches. Finally lit the fire. Bring water to a boil over a fire. Heat can kill parasites in river water. Alone and can't wait to replenish water. The next second, it's coming out. This water is too salty. Hunter speculation. It may be that the seawater rises along the tide and pours into the river channel. Almost dehydrated them both. Fortunately, the sea receded quickly. I made another pot of water and boiled it. This time the water is really sweet and delicious. Two people who have been busy all day finally drank the first sip of water of the day. Then the hunter went out in his boat in search of food. After working hard for a long time, I only caught the little snail looking for a girlfriend. One snail is obviously not enough for 2 people. So the snails were the bait. And they line it to the surface. Wait until tomorrow. Did you get anything? Starving tonight. Early the next morning. Hunters can't wait to bring the chef's ancestral treasure pot. Let's go check out yesterday's bait. Who knew the boat was already full of water? The hunter put the pot behind the bow. Overturned the boat out of the river. Unexpectedly, the iron pan accidentally slipped out. This is the chef's ancestral iron pan. Seeing the iron pot flee quickly, the hunter quickly emptied the water out of the boat, rowing to chase the pot that wants to stray. But the pot is long gone. He thought he was going to die. The cook will be angry. The cook at this time had no idea. He is still happily collecting wild ingredients. This is wild sorghum pulp. It is a unique cooking seasoning in Asia. It tastes delicious with small fish. Wait until the hunter returns. The cook happily showed off his sorghum pulp to him. The hunter immediately changed the subject. Introduce your catfish catch to the cook. Say if we had a wok. Ginger boiled catfish must be very good. Then the chef suddenly reacted. Immediately asked the hunter, where is our pot? The hunter could only laugh awkwardly to cover up their mistakes. The hunter quickly used his ingenuity to make up for just wrong. He found a long bamboo pole. Bamboo tucks the catfish into the middle of the bamboo tube. Add the crushed sorghum pulp. Wait quietly for 15 minutes. A bamboo tube catfish is ready, accompanied by the fragrance of bamboo. I finally had my first meal in 2 days. I'll forgive you if the cook says you ate the fishbone. Ha. The relationship between the two was successfully eased, but the calories of one fish are far from enough. Take a break. The hunter has set out to hunt again. You can see the mud on the brown fish leaves right away. As I walked, I found scratches on the trunk. Explain this vicinity. It is very likely that there is a wild canopy. This is a tropical rainforest. The surrounding trees are too dense, so that hunters can't shoot with bows and arrows. I had to go back to the camp and make a trap out of bamboo. Of course, the chef is not idle here either. I built a grill out of bamboo in just a few strokes. Ready to meet the canopy marshal in the jungle. And the hunter's side also made a beautiful trap. But to use snails as a lure. Placed the trap at the departure camp, 200 meters away. So the time came for the third day. 2 people. Can't wait to check out the traps set before. It is found that the agency has been punished. But there's nothing in it. It seems that the wild canopy marshal can't be caught. I can only make up the idea of river shrimp. Not much to say. Hunter with decades of jungling experience. He was very skilled at making shrimp nets. As long as there are Australian dragon prawns that are not afraid of death and fall into the trap, then he doesn't want to go out easily. The trap is almost complete. The hunter noticed a big hole in the tail. In desperation, the cook had to offer his scarf. Fill the big hole. Of course, the chef also contributed 3 years. Washed smelly socks as bait. It's hard not to make up lobster. Come to the 4th day of the challenge. They didn't eat protein for 3 days. Hurry up and check the trap. The hunter slowly collected the shrimp dragon. When I opened it, it was full of palm-sized roach shrimp. The 2 were overjoyed. Then the cook plunged into the jungle. Start looking for ingredients for shrimp. This time he found a piece of sorghum ginger. Sorghum ginger compared to wild ginger. He's more fruity and more pungent. In addition, I found some parsley. These parsley look like green olives. Tastes sour too. Very suitable as an ingredient. But here's the thing. Vitamins contained in the noodle wrap. Beef is dozens of times higher. Bamboo returns to camp. First, we separate the head and tail of the roach shrimp. First, the shrimp head is stuffed into the bamboo as a base. Then put a few slices of sorghum, ginger and bread, and then some shrimp tails. And so on. Put away all the main ingredients. Just pour some boiling water in at the end. Put bamboo on the fire and roast it. Wait quietly for 20 minutes. A delicious meal of roach shrimp. You can eat. They finally ate their first meal since the challenge. Decent food. Sure enough, once luck starts, I can't stop the hunter's harvest again. The catfish is cooked by the hunter himself this time. Smear a thick layer of saliva on the lid of the pot. The hunter immediately started the remote operation, and the cook really didn't see it. I had to come to the shore to get some air. Unexpectedly, the hunter suddenly found that the boat was not tied up. The boat was taken by the fish. However, watching the hunter put delicious catfish, give yourself the first blow. The cook is not angry either. Instead, he praised the hunter's cooking skills. Incidentally, praised the boat stealing skills of a wave of catfish. Only then did the hunter realize that the ship was gone. I can only hide my embarrassment with laughter. This doesn't stop the almighty hunter. He can also use bamboo to make bamboo and leave, so early on the 6th day. The 2 look at each other. Carry back the trap of nothing. Remove the bamboo method. Before that, the 2 must be full. The 2 went to the river to fish with their bare hands. I didn't expect to touch the fish, touched a handful of mussels. I had no choice but to continue to check the harvest of the fishing dragon. I didn't expect this time not only harvested an Australian lobster bigger than a palm, there are crabs bigger than the face. The chef's grill finally came in handy. During cooking, the hunter immediately began the construction of the bamboo valve. Under the upgrade of his hands and feet, finally made it before the dry meal. The cook has made dinner and is waiting for the hunter to serve. This slap big dragon. It should be able to catch up with the level of royal dinner. The next day, the 2 of them sat in the main method. Sail in the direction agreed by the boatman. The challenge ended successfully. This is a guy drooling. He watched the Wilderness Survival Festival where he was afraid that he would cry. Mesh. Because of our brave hunters and clever cooks, not only did I taste charcoal grilled tenderloin, smoked pork chops, and braised pork with wild grapes, even wild lizards are not spared. Current period. The two team up in the cloud forests of southern Mexico. 7 days in the wilderness. Here are not only wild fruits and vegetables, there are countless flying beasts. The production team's truck took the 2 men deep into the jungle. Their first priority is to find water. Old rules, no modern equipment. They can only rely on experienced hunters to navigate, trekking in temperatures as high as 30 degrees. They are fast. I feel dehydrated because of the hot weather. And the humidity in the air is as high as 70%. Soon the little chef was tired and gasping for breath. Who knew that the hunter was full of energy? Even find clues to wild boar activity, just at this moment. The cook fell down on the way, embarrassed on all fours. The strong sunlight exhausted the cook's physical strength. I can't stand it anymore. Just as the cook was feeling desperate, the hunter pointed forward and said, "Listen, what's that noise over there?" There was the sound of running water, so they both jumped into the pit. A crystal clear stream is now in sight. That's great. The 2 big wrong seeds happily washed their faces. The water source is solved, and they decided to camp nearby. Soon they found the ideal spot. The land is spacious and close to the stream. They have a division of labor. Hunters are responsible for setting up tents. The cook ran to the stream to find food. Surprisingly, many small crabs were found in the creek. Although smaller, but the color is pretty for a while. The cook caught many small crabs, then found many in the surrounding wild. The right ingredients. Back to camp. The hunter saw the cook's harvest. Also happy to bloom. The cook needs to prepare tools. The hunters watch over the crabs. I didn't expect the hunter to be unable to watch these little guys. Crabs are running around. When the cook saw Joe, he chopped down the machine with a knife. Unexpectedly, the crab missed the grab but accidentally injured the hunter. The cook felt guilty. I had to cook a delicious crab soup to express my apology. Boil the crab for a while, then crush. Let the anise flavor of the side dish fully integrate. A few of them. They can enjoy a warm crab soup. Really a perfect start. Finally, it's no longer a day of starvation. The next morning, when the hunter got up, he went out hunting with a bow and arrow on his back. He is in the jungle. I saw some marks left by the second wild senior brother. Remember, even found the nest they just left. Cave hunters go in this direction. See if you can catch the second senior brother. Unsurprisingly, he didn't encounter anything. But the hunter was lucky. Found some coffee beans. This wild fruit is rich in vitamins. There are lots of them. Can help him solve the lunch problem. Then the hunter returned to the camp empty-handed. To increase the success rate of hunting, the hunter asked the cook to try it too. Just right. The hunter carries a handy slingshot. Cook a little practice. And I became very good at him. Then the 2 went hunting separately. The hunter looked at his surroundings. He adjusted his hunting methods. Planned to put some set traps on the ground. After spending the morning setting traps, he returned to the camp empty-handed. The chef just learned to slingshot. Just hit a bird. But unfortunately, the bird fell into the jungle. The cook searched for a long time and couldn't find it. Then the freshness passes. He started looking for natural delicacies again. It has to be acknowledged. This guy is really lucky. It didn't take much effort. Picked up a few wild corn cobs just by the side of the road. This corn is rich in starch. It's a great backcountry snack. Then the cook was near a waterfall. Found a bunch of things that look like taro. He only took the young leaves. He also picked a bunch of wild grapes by the waterfall, full of harvest. When I got home, I started preparing dinner. He cut wild corn into pieces. Cook in a pot with the picked taro leaves. Cooked, although that plate of corn stewed taro looks okay. But unfortunately, the two gradually noticed that their mouths and throats were a bit itchy and sore. It turned out that the taro juice was not handled properly. It also contains toxins. The morning of the third day, neither of them are in good condition. Hungry. Mouth still stings. The hunter made the cook a cup of tea. Impress the chef. Take a break. Hunters are out hunting again. This time he went to check the traps in the city last night first. Too bad I didn't catch anything. But fortunately, he met a lizard on his way back to camp. Stunned with a stick, finally, there are meat dishes to eat tonight. He returns to camp. I saw the chef working hard to cook. The hunter attacked from behind, made the cook laugh. The cook immediately roasted the lizard on the fire, and a pot of hot crab soup. The two ate with relish. It's just that there's a little less meat, not enough for two people to plug between their teeth. The morning of the fourth day, neither of them are in a particularly good mood, because of the trap set the other day. Still empty. Nothing. Later, they decided to build a bigger trap. First they got some long bamboo and arranged them one by one according to size. Try to hold them together as securely as possible, to prevent large animals from crashing into and destroying. After half a day of hard work, they succeeded, made a long 8-foot giant trapper, enough to capture a 100 kilograms second senior brother. At the same time, they also put some river crabs in the trap, used to attract the second senior brother. To make the aroma of the river crab more obvious, the cook cut them up and packed them. Just wait with peace of mind. At first light. And they run. Examine that elaborate trap. I saw that a burly wild boar had fallen in the trap. The chef's mood suddenly jumped. The hunter remains calm. When the time is right, an arrow pierces the heart. Successfully executed the wild boar. Bring the boar back to camp. Classify the meat carefully. Cooking methods and heat of different parts are different. The front leg meat is directly cut into large slices. Cook slowly in the pan. Add some wild grapes to it. It can make the meat more delicate. Apply some marinated powder to the ribs. Make smoked ribs. As for tenderloin, fix it to the wooden frame. Made into a delicious charcoal grilled tenderloin. After nearly 2.5 busy hours, hunter's cook, who has been hungry for 5 days. I can finally taste that kind of emperor, room-level cuisine, wild grape, charcoal grilled marinated tenderloin with pork, plus fresh wild corn. Pair with a variety of colorful vegetables. It's really delicious and makes your mouth water the moment of entry. Fragrant and tender and delicious. And the protein content. It is estimated that it is many times that of beef, although the whole process was indeed a bit difficult. But now it seems all the effort is so worth it. So if you enjoyed your way, you're happy year really. The ground is starving, freezing and eating blood. These two big wrongs are awesome. Harvesting perch directly in the Arctic Circle. One family even has 5 kilograms of pike each. Serve with jam for a plank grilled fish. Every bite is delicious, fruity. Current period. The cook and the hunter arrive at the tomb of Kuusa in northern Finland, located on the edge of the Arctic Circle. The setup team rented 2 nuclear-powered toboggan motorcycles, send them deep into the snow forest. Next week, they will fend for themselves in this forest. It's noon, but the temperature is only 2 degrees. They are in a hurry, need to find a suitable location to build shelter. The shelter lights a fire to keep warm. No electronics, no maps. Judging by the hunters' years of hunting experience, they decided to go there, start where it looks like a lake. We're moving forward with knee-deep snow. Moving forward is very difficult. After a short walk, the cook began to protest. The hunter used his ingenuity to make 2 pairs of snow boots. So much smoother now. After more than 2 hours, they walked to the lake they had seen at the top of the mountain before. The cook immediately waved the iron ball to dig a hole and prepare for water. Excited and hunter bragging, said he would soon dig a 5 kilograms big fish. Take a closer look. The water is dark and smelly. That means there's a swamp down there. There is no way to boil water to drink, no way to fish. There was no way for the 2 great abyss seeds to continue on the road. Fortunately, this place is full of lakes, just like this, through another forest. They finally came to a lake. The expanse of ice not only glows warmly, and there's so much deliciousness under the ice. It's a great place to set up camp. They immediately decided to build a shelter under this tree. The hunter is responsible for cutting down the lower half of the tree. Bamboo cleans the snow from under the trees. Then the hunter found the spruce tree as a mattress. That's all. It's settled where they sleep tonight. Fortunately, the hunter also found dried moss blood on the branches. This is an excellent fire material. The hunter then collected a large handful and put it in his pocket. Go back to camp and fire the ignition. After rubbing out of Mars, a breath of magic, a warm flame is ignited. After a long day of trekking, the 2 must replenish the lost water as soon as possible. Fortunately, the most indispensable thing here is fresh water. The cook is full of blood in a newly bought iron pan. Put it on the fire and bring to a boil. Under hot water. Body fatigue minus a few points. As it gets late, I can only starve tonight. Early the next morning, the 2 big wrongs began to split up in search of food. The hunter's target is the fish in the lake, so he first went to the woods in search of fish. Soon he saw a rotting tree. There is a hole in the tree. This means there are bugs hiding in it. Pry him. Sure enough, there is a small protein. This is Xiaoyu's favorite. But the hunter is too hungry. He tasted the fish himself first. Then he collected a lot of bugs. The cook has an axe in one hand, dragging iron mound with one hand. His target is the Leap Army. But first he encountered the wild juniper. The locals used it to smoke fish. The cook still wants to find his fruit. Take a look at the blood. There's nothing in there. On the other side, the hunter picked out a small sapling. After cutting, a knife is tied to the front end, made into a long hair. Come to the lake and use the long hair to blast a hole. Then go fishing. At this moment, he fantasizes that he will return with a full load. The cook was delighted. At the same time, the cook also found food. This is red pine. But the edible part is the bark. That's right, the cook is going to make porridge out of tree bark. And the hunters fished for a long time on the lake. Nothing. Seeing that it was going to get dark, I had to close the store, leave a trap before leaving. Looking forward to something tomorrow. Back to camp. The cook has already started cooking porridge. The 2 were already hungry with their front chests attached to their backs. Don't despise each other's bark. After all, neither of them wants to eat their own thighs. I had to eat the bark first to fill my stomach. Until the 4th day of the challenge, they haven't had a decent meal yet. The cook's legs are numb from hunger. The hunter had to cook himself to make a cup of pine needle tea. The 2 drank hot tea. I finally regained some strength and went out to forage again. The hunter came to the lake to inspect the fishing line. I'm sorry I got nothing. I had to sit down and continue fishing, but this time good luck came. Finally caught a fish grandson. Fortunately, These fish come in schools. After a while, I took the bait for several, picked the smallest one to use as bait, hoping to catch bigger fish. Then he returned to the camp with the spoils. The cook finally smiled. Although the fish are small, but the chef still cooks carefully. Let's start with some juniper. Put some fresh blood on the fire and steam it. Wait 20 minutes for the fish to be cooked through. This is there for days. Eating protein for the first time. A few small fish were eaten up in a few clicks. The cook said it wasn't enough to plug his teeth. The hunter felt ashamed. Lift the machete. They planned to hunt farther away. It took a few bends along the creek to find the good stuff. This is the home of the river. Lay down the water. Hunters plan to replace river levees. Wait for the water level to drop. Shoot when the river comes out to fix it. Plans can't keep up with changes. The levee has been breached for a long time. The river still hasn't come out for repair. On the other hand, the chef. Last time there was no harvest on the north shore. This time he came to the south bank. Sure enough, he found the berries he had been waiting for. Cranberry plum and moonflower valley. They are all good ingredients for making barbecue sauce. There's also a lot of caribou lichen. It's a great wild snack. The cook hurried to collect the ingredients. On the way back to camp, I also encountered many small ants. The hungry cook immediately grabbed one to taste. It tastes like lemon. Then I caught a litter and cooked it with reindeer moss. For dinner. The hunter on the other side has been waiting for 4 hours. The river was slow to come out and fix the embankment. Night is coming. The hunter didn't have the strength to walk back to the shelter. We had to build a small temporary nest on the spot. I'll have to spend the night here tonight. The next morning, the hunter is back at camp. Fortunately, the cook prepared breakfast for ants on the tree. Hunters are full, ready to take the hunter to catch the river. This time they're not going to take a detour along the river. Prepare to cross the creek directly. Unexpectedly, the cook slipped and fell into the river. Now trouble hits this icy world. Fall into icy water. Soon it will go into shock due to the low temperature. Fortunately, the hunter is experienced. Let the hunter hurry up and roll in the snow. Snow absorbs moisture from clothing. Then hurry back to the camp. Hunters make fire and boil water for the first time. The cook took off his clothes and got into his sleeping bag. Drink a cup of hot water to warm up. Life is saved. And so it was on the 6th day. I thought this challenge would end with starvation. But to hold the mentality of the last life, to check the rain and snow, I didn't expect this time. Finally caught a 5 kilograms pike. The 2 great abysses finally have decent food. The chef's 5-star cooking skills finally came in handy. It uses local recipes to cook this white spot. Cut a gap in the middle first. Then brush the prepared jam into it. Hunters pick birch trees to make planks. Fasten the fish to the wooden board. Then put it on the fire. Okay, after baking for 20 minutes, a delicious wood-grilled fish comes out of the oven. The 2 sat on the snow and ate. The aroma of wood and fruit is mixed together, forming a unique Arctic flavor. Pretty soon, and they ate the whole thing. Although this trip to Finland was very difficult. But luckily in the end they had a delicious mouth. It's a happy ending. One is New Zealand's top hunter. One is a chef with 5 Michelin stars. The talented duo came to the wilderness together. The goal is to conquer the global wilderness cuisine. This time, not only did they eat steamed grouper and warlong, and drank tens of thousands of nipa, brown donkey with red curry soup. This is not survival in the wilderness. It's just a food column. Let Bayi next door see and stop crying in the wilderness. This kitchen. The son and the hunter come to the tropical island of Pilotis, Guam. Their goal is to survive on the island for 7 days and make use of the island's natural ingredients. Make a royal feast. The hunter brought diving gear this time. His goal is to capture sea creatures. And the chef is looking at Southeast Asia. Special flavor wild ingredients. Their first priority is to find fresh water. This is a prerequisite for survival. They walk towards the interior of the island. It's surrounded by thorns. The prickly plant caught the clothes. Fortunately, soon they found a pond. There are still wild crocodiles in the water, waiting for their prey to come to the door. The hunter carefully bites the water with the pot. So thirsty. Can't wait to try it. I didn't expect it to be seawater. This is a salty hunter. They went deeper into the island looking for water. Less than 200 meters. They found a dry riverbed. Judging by the hunter's experience, follow the riverbed to the upper reaches. Should be able to find the remaining water source. Walked another 2 kilometers. The chef is already a little exhausted. This is a symptom of heat stroke. The hunter got a vine stuck. The water stored in the vines is sweet and delicious. The chef drank it and recovered immediately. After a while, they found fresh water. Filled with iron pans kicked back to the coast. The cook quickly lit the fire and boiled the water. At the same time, hunters start building shelters. Replenish water separately, before it gets dark. Hunters catch a few hermit crabs as bait. Start fishing. Until dark. He only caught some seaweed. And, predictably, starving again. The next day the hunter was ready to dive in search of food. Due to too much garbage in the water. The water was murky. Visibility is less than 1 meter. There's no fish in sight. He only found 2 plastic baskets for clothes. The chef plans to go deep into the interior of the island, looking for ingredients. He is much luckier than the hunter. Found a coconut coming across the ocean. Returned to the camp to find the hunter had found nothing. Dinner for 2 depends on this. Hermit crab next to coconut. Soon caught the attention of the hunter. The 2 big roms have a pair of eyes. Decided to grab some hermit crabs to try. After all, it is also a kind of crab. It should be edible after cooking. Not long after. So they grabbed a bunch of hermit crabs. The hunter cracked open the coconut he had picked up, poured the coconut milk into the wok. Then he took out the coconut meat, squeezed the coconut milk and poured it into the pan. The cook immediately poured in the washed hermit crab. Not long after, a delicious coconut hermit crab is ready. Look at this look. Chef, for a second, I'm still proud of my cooking skills. Sad for your taste buds the next second. The smell of hermit crab, it's even worse than the last tequila. Hunter said, I never want to eat hermit crabs again in my life. On the 3rd day, the hunter sitting by the sea had a whim. He wanted to see the island opposite. Maybe there is an abundance of seafood over there. The 2 clapped together. Start looking for the right bamboo. We're looking for bamboo that's intact, crack-free and straight. Can float on water. Find some more trash on the shore. Hunters start building bamboo techniques. Busy for a long time, the bamboo method is finally completed. It was dark. There is no way for the 2 of them to have another bowl of sojourn. Go for a seafood feast tomorrow. The time has come for the 4th day. The 2 finally embarked on a journey of exploration on the other side, drifting like Robinson drifting. It took a whole day to reach the other side. The hunter took a victory pose. The cook is not happy. Look around. This is not as good as the original island. This island is not as large as the chef's villa. There's no water. Hunters are relatively optimistic. He got sticks and he turned them into harpoons, then put on the diving gear and went to the sea. As he said, the water here is much cleaner. Visibility is good. There are many fish around the reef here. Hunters search for groupers hidden in the reef. After hard work, he finally caught a grouper. At the same time, Beard also found some food on the shore. A large expanse of sea grapes is rich in vitamins. You can eat it directly. It's like caviar. It feels like it's bursting when you eat it. This way, the hunter pulled out another female dragon from the reef. Huangshan pays off. Tonight, they can finally have a decent dinner. The hunter returns to shore with a full load. The cook saw his harvest, laughing like a fool. The cook quickly took care of the grouper and the female dragon. First, fill the Shanghai water with an iron pot. Add sea grapes for soup base. Then cut the stone plaque into pieces. Fish and female dragon put in. The meat steamed in this way is delicious and smooth. Wait 10 minutes. A pot of colorful and fragrant seafood dinner will do. After eating the soft, waxy and smooth shrimp meat, it is very delicious. The grouper is also steamed just right. A simple meal. You have to ask for it usually. Thousands of dollars to eat. It makes me want to live on this island. The next day, the two will return home. On the way, the hunter tied the bamboo valve to the reef with a rope. Get ready to dive into the water and grab some seafood to bring back to the other side. The cook is fishing on the bamboo valve. Who would have thought that the rope would suddenly break? The cook drifts alone on the sea. No sign of the hunter around. This is a bad cook. Worried that the hunter will explain it here. Fortunately, the chef's main method floats forward. Hunter chasing. The two finally reunited and returned to the opposite bank. The two were very excited. Tomorrow brings challenges. Last day back to Pelotti's Guadalcanal. They have to walk long distances to get water back to shore. On the way, the cook discovered a special food. It's called an ipazon. It's a super expensive vegetable. It's very expensive because it's not very common. 1 meter below the top of the tree, because the tree is not deep enough to thorn. Very difficult to pick. But it was also very tasty. Tonight is a full moon night. The tide receded exceptionally quickly. This is them scraping down in Pelotti's last chance to catch prey. He aimed at a red fish. Caught it all at once. Craftsmanship is amazing. The next day to cook delicious red fish. The cook went into the woods early in the morning. Found something you like. This is curry liquid. Contains a special aroma. Adding it to soups can enhance the taste. The cook began to cook. First remove the red fish tail spines. Red fish have poisonous stings on their tails. Be very careful when handling. Ask the hunter to make coconut milk. After the water boils, put in the red fish and simmer on low heat. Be patient for half an hour. Fragrant red fish coconut milk curry soup ready. It tastes amazing. 2 people using coconuts as bowls. Hunter homemade spoon. Drank a delicious curry fish soup. The hunter fondly stroked the cook's hair. The chef calls you drink soup. The relationship between the two quickly warmed up. So far, this challenge has ended perfectly.